Elections, their conduct, and defections, all of which plague the Indian system, form a major segment of the report. Could you elaborate your views on the recommendations in the report?
I think there's no better person to comment on election than yourself because you've been covering elections for so many years and have been watching your TV programs for so many years. I feel that this suggestion of having separate state election commission is not a feasible solution at all, because I don't know if the by putting state election commission you're going to have a more independent, robust body. I don't think so. It may make matters worse. So I think state election commission separately should not be there. The larger problem, which I feel, which the questions is the defection, is the issue of defections, and the issue of freebies. Freebies. See, because under the Representation of People Act, any gift or inducement is a bribe and is a ground to initiate an election. But if the promise is made by a party, it's not a bribe. So I think that the biggest vitiating factor at the election stage now are these freebies, which have completely vitiated elections. In many cases, they have been the game changer, unfortunately, with ruinous consequences to the state exchequer, state finances. I'm told in some states, between 40 to 48% of the entire money goes off in these distribution of freebies. So there is no money for capital expenditure for growth. That point, I lost the case in the Supreme Court in the case of Subramanian Balaji, where the Supreme Court asked the Election Commission that can you ban freebies? And ironically, the Election Commission said if all the parties agree, we'll ban freebies, which is like never going to happen. So I feel that the Election Commission or Parliament must first of all say that completely ban these financial incentives of free gas, free this. You can have basic food because anyway you got food securities there. Why do you require any more freebies? Number one. Secondly, on anti-defection, the 10th schedule requires a major overhaul. You see, because no matter what you seem to do, the members of parliament or MLA seem to game the system. One is they try to plug it by defection. Then Karnataka had the idea of mass resignation. See, so again you subvert the system. Then if out of 20 people, if two-thirds shift completely, then it is not a defection. So studying this problem, and the other worst thing is that the speaker is supposed to be an impartial person, but unfortunately, the two constitutional functions, speakers and governors, have really not performed their function as per the constitution. Speaker is not impartial. We know that. I've not seen a single case of a speaker being impartial at all. Maybe Malvankar was there in the beginning. I don't know now, but at that time. But that's one thing. I think that once you stand on, say, party X ticket, then no change should be permitted at all in your 5-year term. You resign, you stay out. No question of members of party X two-thirds getting together and joining party Y. That should be completely stopped. Secondly, how do you recognize the split within a party, like what happened in the issue Sena? That's another question which the constitution doesn't have an answer. So, so I think we'll have to amend the 10th schedule so that there is no question of changing from party X to party Y at all at any point of time. Not two-thirds, not three. Once you stand on party X ticket for that 5-year term, if you want to change, you just resign and you cannot contest elections for the next remaining term of that particular assembly. Then you stand whatever it is. That could be a possible feature. I don't know what are your views on whether that will really curb.
Let me place before you two examples that have taken place in the last 1 month. In Tamil Nadu, 5 or 6 ADMK MLAs resigned. Example 1. In Bengal, a vast majority of TMC members formed themselves into another party, and the speaker has recognized one of the members as the leader of the opposition. Now, how do you think these two examples, one, if 5 members just resigned, they didn't defect, they resigned. Well, how would you treat these two?
I think the 10th schedule should amend that once you have elected on, let's say, just to take the name on an AIDMK ticket, then you cannot change your party, you cannot resign. If you resign, you're no longer a member of the house, you're gone. That will be for a by-election, which the party can stand again. But you can't simply resign, Yeah. And like this question of forming a faction within
If
a
I
party.
resign, I can't find the same seat on a TVK ticket.
No, you can't. You can't in the by-election stand on the
So
TV.
you can't be represented at all.
Yes. Once you're elected
You
by the
can
people,
stand for by-election.
you can't stand for by-election at all because you have betrayed the trust of the people who voted you. They voted you on the AIDMK ticket. Now you have decided to resign. So that should be a deterrent. Otherwise, I will resign and I will
For
stand
5 years.
for the term of that 5 years. So I think you can add
So
para.
you're saying that 5 years I cannot stand again at all.
No.
There's
no.
another thing that concerns me. As you know, MLAs are not allowed to hold office or profit. Now, if I were to resign and be thrown out as a MLA, the government could appoint me chairman of the State Textile Commission, the State Transport Commission, and all the other state commissions, and I can make as much money as I want to. I was making much less than I'm making more now. Is that okay? Or should they have nothing to do with anything with which the state has a control? To defect it for 5 years, you have to suffer a little.
Yes, I agree with your suggestion that there should be no indirect benefit that you resign. Okay, you can't be a member of the assembly, but I'll reward you with being the chairman of the State Transport Commission, or I'll reward you with so-called lucrative posts, as they call it, and you make your money there. Completely, they should be banned. So you take your election seriously. Once you stand on party X, and if you win, then you have to be with that party. If you resign, then for the rest till 2029 or till 2031, you can't stand for any election at all.
And do you think that office of profit business should also apply to sitting MLAs? That if I'm an MLA who's not a minister and you make me the chairman of the state transport body, because look at Maharashtra, I don't know what Tamil Nadu, every MLA is chairman of something or the other. So
Yes.
is that a legitimate office of profit?
In fact, there was some system of getting some parliamentary secretary. They tried to nominate them as part. That also Supreme Court struck it down. You can't indirectly do that because they wanted to get over the minister quota. You can't have more than 15% ministers. To get it over, they indirectly tried to do it. You know, Mr. Sopariwala, the point is ultimately the statement of Dr. Ambedkar is so important on the last day. He said that there is no such thing as a good, however well the constitution if you draft, if the people who administrate are vile, are wicked, then nothing can be done by anybody. That was a beautiful statement he said. He said, ultimately, it all depends on, you can have a bad constitution worked by good people, but if a good constitution is worked by bad people, look at what's happening in 10th schedule. From the Ayaram, Gayaram, every little point, it has not been successful. And look at the sad spectacle. You take 40 MLAs, you take them to some 5-star hotel, then you take away their cell phones. They'll not be accessed by anybody. It's a shameful thing, you know. It's a shameful thing. I mean, your own MLAs are taken away to some hotel so nobody can poach them. It's very sad state of affairs. Very sad. And then you are talking of having more MLAs.